We're in the home stretch of this campaign season, and candidates are scrambling to pick up every last vote. One way they hope to is through endorsements.
They're a common part of the election, but how much of an impact do they have on people's decisions? News 8's Carrie Vick has the story.
Well, Mark and Lisa, in every election, endorsements can be expected. And while it's hard to measure what impact they really have at the polls, some say it all comes down to just how prepared voters feel when it's time to cast their ballot.
Do endorsements sway voters?
I think they are a lot of the deciding factor for a lot of people.
Do endorsements play a role in your decision on who to vote for?
Not really.
I think newspaper endorsements play a role. Celebrity endorsements, this kind of thing, not so much.
Political science professor Joe Heim says among the 3 different types of political endorsements, newspapers, groups, and well-known individuals, newspapers may have the greatest impact on state races.
Well, I think newspaper endorsements can sway the last-minute undecideds. They'll read a person has not been. Believe it or not, a lot of people don't focus on elections until the last week or two.
And so I find myself now just looking over the newspaper to get an idea of what's going on.
Wisconsin U.S. Senate seat candidate Tommy Thompson, Wisconsin 32nd Senate candidate Jennifer Schilling, and Congressman Ron Kind have all received endorsements from the La Crosse Tribune. But Heim says endorsements from newspapers are not the only ones that may play a role in someone's vote. Groups who draw the loyalty of single-issue voters may also have an impact.
Maybe they haven't paid much attention, but if the NRA endorses a particular candidate, either by surprise or not, oftentimes members of that organization, that's the deciding factor to them.
And while endorsements may affect some people's votes, Heim says it's limited.
But all in all, when you're talking about a single factor, it doesn't swing 5 or 10% of the vote. And you're talking about a relatively small number that might be persuaded by any given editorial.
Now, when it comes to the third kind of political endorsement, well-known individuals, Heim says they usually don't have a big impact because it's usually pretty obvious who will endorse who. But when it comes as a surprise, it does have potential to turn some heads.
All right, thank you, Carrie. Most newspaper endorses candidates in an election season, but some decide not to. For the first time, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel, who endorsed Governor Walker in the recall election, decided not to endorse any candidates this year.